welcome to another TenTastic video. Today we want to talk about the 10 most selling beers in the world. So sit back and enjoy the show. Cheers. Number 10, Coors Light US. The so-called Coors Light is in 10th place. Some of you are probably wondering how a light beer made it onto this list. Yes, you're seeing right. The Coors Light beer was first introduced by the Coors Brewing Company in the 1940s. However, the US-American company had to stop production for the Second World War. The beer was first brewed in 1978, and since that the production continued. Coors himself describes their beer as the most refreshing place in the world. Probably the most identifying thing about this beer is the presentation. The shrill design with the two blue mountains. These change color at the specified optimal drinking temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. With 4.2% fun and a total of 1.2% of the world's sales market in the beer sector. That was our 10th place. Number 9, Harbin, China. 9th place goes to the People's Republic of China. The Harbin is a brewery in the same name city, Harbin, and was founded around 1900. As the 4th largest brewery, Harbin has seen rapid growth. Thanks to massive amounts of investor money and the resulting improved brewing system, the pale beer quickly gained popularity with the Chinese people. With an alcohol percentage of 4.8% as it close to German beer. With 1.4% of the entire sales market. This was our 9th place. Number 8, Braum Brazil. The Brazilian Pale, Braum, gets 8th place in our beer ranking list with a whopping 4.3% of alcohol. With the Braum here in the list, we have a beer with, I would say, tradition. The brewery was founded in 1888. Well, Braum's first product was a malt beer in 1914. Which is quite interesting. The Swiss immigrant Joseph Villager was to blame for this. No one else brewed the brewery's first beer at the time. The beer, which is probably rather unknown, celebrates the 8th place on this list with a total of 1.5% of the total sales market. Number 7, Heineken Netherlands. A Heineken. A great beer which I enjoy myself. The Dutch brewery was founded in 1864 by the so-called Gerard Adriaan Heineken. The drink in the typical green 0.33 liters bottle and quickly gained worldwide popularity. The brewery is currently one of the most important and largest beer company in the world. With a 5% alcohol content, the beer is mainly available in 0.33 liter bottles and cans. Interestingly, other well-known brands in Germany such as Gosser, Zipfer and Edelweiss also belong to the construction group. With a whopping 1.6% of world sales in the beer sector. Heineken takes the 7th place. Number 6, Yanjing, People's Republic of China. Let's go to the 6th place. This is the next place on our ranking for the glorious People's Republic of China. Man, they have to drink a lot. The malty, easy on the tongue pale was brewed for the first time in 1980. Comparing to European munch beer in the 15th century, it is quite new, but the name has an old deep tradition. This is derived from the earlier name for Beijing, which was in use from the 5th to the 3rd century BC. The brewery of the same name exports the ale to countries such as Germany, Australia and the United States. The brewery was also the main sponsor of the 2008 Summer Olympics. Unbelievable, right? Number 5, Skol, Brazil. Are you ready to brew your own beer? This is possible with our 5th place. They do it very differently than all other beer brands. The Skol beer can simply be built under license. Just like a franchise. But the basic idea comes from Brazil. There the beer is one of the most popular brands. The more inexpensive bottles have 4.7% alcohol. The group has also made it very well known by appearing as a sponsor for various types of music events. Further sales locations are Africa and the Netherlands. Number 4, Budweiser US. Well, we come to the 4th place. The Budweiser is certainly a widely known beer. But you probably only know one of the 2 variants. There is a variant from America and one from the Czech Republic. Surprised? We enlighten you. The Anheuser-Busch is a pale ale inspired by the Czech Budweiser, and thus represents the American version of the brew. The Anheuser-Busch is one of the best-selling beers in the United States and is exported to over 80 countries. The American company's approach is interesting. In 2012, Anheuser-Busch spent $449 million on advertising for the Budweiser brand. This incredibly high number ensures that Budweiser is one of the most advertised beverage brands in America. However, the brand holds an almost record in another area. Anheuser-Busch started one of the longest, legal disputes with the Czech company Budweiser over trademark law. For the time being, there was a regulation that Anheuser-Busch was only allowed to sell under the name in North America. This dispute continued until 2014, and unfortunately there was no clear regulation after a total of 120 proceedings. This is the main reason for the name, Bud, which is common in Europe. Nonetheless, our American version made it to 4th place and grabbed 2.3% in the beer sales market. Number 3, Bud Light US. Awesome! We have now reached our 3rd place. Whether it's the taste, the marketing campaign, or just the brand's public reputation, we don't know. But we have the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser again in 3rd place. With the Bud Light, the brewery generates 2.6% of the total beer market. That really is a lot. Enough has been said about the brand itself. As the name of the beer suggests, the Bud Light is a light beer. With 4.2% alcohol and a really mild taste, the beer conquers people's hearts. But beer certainly owes a great deal of popularity to the film industry. By then, at the latest, each of us must have seen the light beer. Number 2, Tsingtao. China. Well, already drunk from looking at all these types of beer? The next beer comes from a former German colonial town of Tsingtao and was brewed in German tradition by German engineers. That Tsingtao is one of the largest breweries in China and among the top 10 in global sales. The name Tsingtao is a German renaming of the actual meaning of the city Qingdao. One crazy fact about the Tsingtao brewery is that there are around 60 brewery locations in China alone. This is madness. After its launch in the US market, the beer quickly became the most popular Chinese beer in the US, and Tsingtao is exported to well over 100 countries around the world. All of these facts lead to number 2 on our list, and a total market share of 2.6% of the global beer market. Number 1, Snow. China. Last but not least, we have our notorious number 1 on our beer ranking. What do you think? Now pause the video for a moment, and write it in the comments. Complete? Then let's go on. Would you have thought? Ganbei. Or cheers as we say here. First place is the People's Republic of China with their snow beer, and therefore exaggerates it enormously with its beer enjoyment. Over 100 million hectoliters are produced annually from the drink. With over 90 brewing locations in China alone, they also supply the main light beer drinkers at the same time. Even in beer, China is breaking records again. Who would have thought that? That's it for today. With our TenTastic video, what surprised you the most? Was your favorite beer there, and did you miss a beer on the list? Let us know in the comments what you think about it, so as not to miss anything in the future. Like and subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Tell your friends about it and switch on again next time. Cheers!